Karlie Smith here with our CAA Hoops Insider, John Fanta, for yet another week of CAA Hoops Insider. And John, I heard you got a little bit of a court storm in Trask Coliseum Saturday night. You may or may not have gotten caught in it, but would love to know how your first trip to Wilmington was, Guy.
It was an 11 out of 10. Outstanding atmosphere, incredible people. The vibes were immaculate down at Trask Coliseum. We had a court storming. We had a party. It was everything that college basketball stands for. It was everything that the Coastal Athletic Association stands for. It was magical, Karlie Smith. And what a game.
Wow.
Charleston had control of it in the first half. They played very well. It was back and forth. Felt like the game was hanging in the balance. And Shaquem Phillips down the stretch was fantastic. As much as Trezarian White was great for UNCW, they got contributions from all over and really showed why they've come together here in recent weeks and why they're a team that's 4-2 and in a tie for second place in the CAA. Impressive response by this team. And KJ Jenkins gives them a different dimension. I thought his three-pointers as the game went on were so big in breaking the ice on a lot of really good defense by both teams. So they've got a big three between Phillips, White, and Jenkins. And this team is special. Saturday night was special. Trask Coliseum is one of the best atmospheres in college hoops right now. That place is outstanding. I give the fans an A+. I give the students an A+. It was on that level, and it felt like a mid-March game.
It had that feeling. I could feel it at home watching on CBS Sports Network. But I want to dive into this game a little bit more, John, because it was a rematch of last year's championship. And Coach Siddle, he said it in the post-game presser. Yes, UNCW won that game on Saturday, but the win was building. It came a few weeks back when this team handled adversity. They learned how to use those early conference losses to fight back and get stronger mentally and physically. So really, what did you see product-wise from both of these teams on the floor?
Well, I thought Ante Berzovic was phenomenal for Charleston with his 27 and 11, but beyond him, UNCW did a terrific job defensively on Charleston on the perimeter. And they made sure as much as they possibly could to keep Charleston from scoring on the break. And that happened. I mean, Karlie, Charleston did not score a single fast break point in the game.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing for UNCW to do that defensively. But to me, Shaquem Phillips is a great example of honestly a lost art in college basketball. These days, guys are not staying at a school for 5 years. And Takeo Siddle talked about taking the job in 2020 at UNCW. And when he took the job, Karlie, Shaquem had just completed his freshman year. And Takeo said to Shaquem, "Do you want to stay?" And Shaquem said, "Coach, I've never seen myself anywhere other than UNCW."
Incredible.
That's culture. That's experience. That's what winning looks like. And Trezarian White right now is one of the best scorers in America. He's wired to score. Was it his best game? No. But he had 17 points. He had 3 assists as well. Between him and Phillips, they had 9 of the team's 11 assists. And I really do think that KJ Jenkins was a steal in the transfer portal. You know, KJ played for Richard Pitino. Richard Pitino, obviously, for the college hoops junkies, you'll love this. He knows Kevin Keats well. Kevin's the coach at NC State. Kevin, who worked under Kevin? Takeo Siddle. All in the transfer portal relationships, KJ comes to UNCW, and that's how it works. It's amazing how our small basketball world, how small it is. And I think you saw all the byproducts of that, and I think you saw a UNCW team that's fully capable of winning the CAA tournament. They've got work to do in the conference standings because, Karlie, in the conference standings, those Dragons are at the top. But right now, on Saturday night, it was UNCW's night, and they deserved to celebrate. And I was all for the post-game celebration. We need emotion in sports. It means something when you win a game like that, and it was awesome.
It means something. You got to have fun. You got to celebrate and enjoy this. Tell you another team, you mentioned them, the Dragons. They're enjoying this. Now a perfect 7-0 in conference play. The program's best start ever was 8-0 in the 1995-96 season. Longer than I've been alive, but we're going to keep moving on. Okay, you mentioned culture and continuity last week, but this is a team that shot 70% in the second half in their homecoming win over Delaware. That's a big win. They're getting production from a variety of guys. So how much does the balance and the depth on this roster impress you, John?
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah.
It is everything. The balance and the depth. It's why this team has been able to take off. They have complementary scoring pieces. They're not just playing through Amari Williams. Zach Spiker's had a change in approach, but and it's working. It's working because you have a lead guard in Justin Moore, who's a Philadelphia kid. He's a distributor. He's a playmaker. He's a scorer as well, and he had 18 points in the win over Delaware. But beyond him, what I like right now is they got a transfer from Penn and Lucas Monroe, who's a big type of wing. He makes things happen. He's efficient. He shot 7 for 9 in the win over Delaware. And I just think that at 6'6", he's a really difficult matchup for opposing defenses. And he's showing it right now. But Luke House and Mateo Cruz, Kobe McGee is an X factor for this team. They have real depth. Like, they have real depth that is sustainable. That's not just a one-off. If one combination's not working, Spiker is able to change things up in a game and make it work. And I'm really impressed with how they're playing. You know, when I look at this team in the metrics, they're a team that they have a top 100 defense and a top 115 offense. Karlie, they're right now 103 in KenPom. So they're merging towards being a top 100 team in the country. Which that to me says that if they do win the CAA tournament and they make it into March Madness, they're going to get a better seed. They can get, they're not going to be stuck, in my opinion, on one of the back lines. They could get a 13. They could be in that zone. That's big because it means you can pull off an upset. It means that you're going to, it gives you a better chance to pull off an upset is what I want to say. I like their makeup. I think that they've got the pieces to do something special. And when you're efficient on defense, you're always in a game. But right now, to me, they've got just a steady diet. They don't have necessarily one guy, but a couple of guys who could go off on a given night. And when you've got, let's see, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 9 guys averaging between 5.5 points and 13 points per game.
Yeah, right.
There's not, Karlie, there's not teams that have 6 guys doing that, 5 guys doing that. They have 9.
Right.
Incredible balance, a really hard team to scout for. And when you're a hard team to scout for, it means that you have a formula that's really tough to beat. And right now, the Dragons are really tough to beat because you don't know where it's going to come from. When they're on offense, it could come from multiple guys. They have the nice ingredients in Philadelphia for a pretty good-looking cheesesteak.
Pretty good looking cheesesteak. I love it. Wow. Now craving one. Okay. So you said sustainability, and that's huge. And that kind of leads us into our next topic of someone who we want to give a huge congratulations to is Bill Cohen for breaking the CAA's all-time record for wins against conference opponents. But there were plenty of notable performances this week. Landon Glasper powered North Carolina A&T to a 3-0 week, a 2-0 week for Towson. Tyler Tejada, once again, our CAA Rookie of the Week. All of that to say, who really impressed you, John, either individually or as a team this past week?
D-Stone Dubar of Hofstra had a 30-point game against Stony Brook on Monday night. 30, 11, and 3 assists for D-Stone Dubar. This kid is a junior. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina. He is big time, starting his career at Iowa State. He just keeps on getting better. He had 27 against Hampton last Thursday. So in his last 2 games, he's combined for 57 points and 21 rebounds. That is phenomenal. I'll talk about Landon Glasper because you're exactly right, Karlie Smith. Landon is balling out. This guy, to me, right now, you know, he's a JUCO transfer. He's just taken off at North Carolina A&T, 21.3 points per game. He's shooting the basketball well. And in his I mean, you think about this. This is really hard to do in college basketball. In his last 5 games, he's scored at least 20. In his last 2 games, he has scored 62 points. 62! So, Landon Glasper, I tip my cap to you because right now you are a bucket getter, young man. He's getting off the bus and he's knocking down shots. Yeah. So, Landon Glasper, big time by you. Him and Dubar are really impressing me.
Wow. Outstanding. Okay. Some of our friends at Campbell, John, have told us that Bowie's Creek is stoked on their campus to host a game on CBS Sports Network. First time for you, right, John? You're heading there this week. What else is on your calendar?
Yeah, I'm very excited to go out to Campbell for the first time and to see the Campbells in action, a new CAA member this year. Anthony Del Orso is having a terrific season. Yeah. Kid from Australia who is really performing at a very high level right now. Why? Because he's doing it in every column. And he's a 6'6" sophomore who's averaging close to 18 points per game, over 6 rebounds per game. He's a high-level shooter. He's shooting the basketball 46% from the floor. He's gone for 26 points or more in 2 of the last 3 games, a win over William & Mary, a win over Hofstra. So, Campbell, we are very excited to bring our CBS Sports Network crew down to you. I can't wait to watch Del Orso. I can't wait to watch Laurinus Boisteris for the first time. He's having a very nice year. The senior from Lithuania, Kevin McGeehan's one of the good guys, and he's doing a very nice job there. They're 3-3 in conference play. They have Elon. They've got Elon on Thursday, CBS Sports Network at 5 Eastern time. Elon, we'll see if they can start to get on the right track, put some wins together. It's a good opportunity for them on national TV. You're always asking, hey, what's next? Well, here's what I'm looking for. Yep. Karlie Smith. Here's what I'm looking for this weekend. Thursday, I want to see Xander Rice and Tyler Stevenson more. Monmouth, Stony Brook, on Long Island. I'm intrigued to see UNCW at Northeastern. It's hard to go to Boston and win.
Right.
Hard to go to Boston and win. And Chris Doherty can give UNCW some issues. Mm-hmm. So can Northeastern make enough perimeter shots? We'll see. Yeah. North Carolina A&T, Glasper red hot, now heading to Delaware. Mm-hmm. Drexel at Towson. Towson took down Charleston last week. So I'm looking at and trying to see here, will the Tigers be able to pull off another type of signature win? Towson appears to be finding a rhythm here. Back-to-back wins. They're 4-2 in the league. You always have to account for who they are defensively, who they are from a toughness standpoint. Right. And Tyler Tejada is playing at a very high level. So I'm looking out for that. On Thursday, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think on Saturday, we got a bunch of other good matchups as well. CBS Sports Network, Towson's up at Delaware. UNCW at Stony Brook is a really intriguing game. Charleston will be on the road at Campbell. And Hofstra at Monmouth. Fun game because D-Stone Dubar and Xander Rice will be on the floor together.
Wow, can't wait. John, I'm still thinking about it. When's the last time you've had a Philly cheesesteak?
Oh, my God.
When's the last time?
I got to tell you what, it's been a while since I've had a Philly cheesesteak. But you know what I'm going to say right now?
Say it.
Zach Spiker, you win the CAA regular season championship and a Philly cheesesteak, if not 2. I'll even get you a side of fries. It's my treat. I will come down to Philadelphia. We'll go to Pat's. We'll go to Geno's. We'll go to wherever the heck you want, Coach Spiker. There's my invitation for a cheesesteak with the Dragons.
And everyone who's on a New Year's diet still, we're still in January, you can break it and you can come along with us too and have a Philly cheesesteak, right?
If you're still on a New Year's diet, you're not watching CAA games. They require some appetizers and a beverage of your choice. These games are too much fun.
Too much fun, which I heard, Campbell, they're going to have plenty of free food at the game. CBS
I'm here for it.
There you go.
We're coming to your city.
Thank you, as always, for watching. Hey, if you're watching, make sure you go to casports.com. Check out all the information and more. Thanks, folks.